Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and Manchester City have defeated Leicester City 2-0 at Leicester's home ground, and they finally won a game in the Premier League after almost after 3 weeks. They have finally won a game, so it's a big deal for Manchester City. So let's go ahead and talk about this game. It ended 2-0. But it was a very close game, if I'm being very honest with you. I went for a 2-1 win for Manchester City. It ended up being a 2-0. But as I said, it was a really good game of football, and it was a really close game of football. I think Leicester were really good in that game. Like it was not your typical City performance, and it has not been a typical City performance for almost 2 months now. But it was quite a fun game. The moment the game started, like both teams really went at it. It was quite an open game, quite an end-to-end stuff. Both teams created a good number of chances where they could have gone ahead and scored the goals. But I think that the only difference is in this game was that Manchester City took their chances and Leicester City did not. And I think that was the only difference. Manchester City, in the first half, they could have easily gone ahead 2-3-0, but they just scored one goal. Leicester, they came close, they hit the crossbar. The keeper had to make a couple of good save from Vardy. I think from the close range as well. In the dying stages as well, Vardy again with that looping header. Where it hits the crossbar. Basically, Leicester City 2-3 times they hit the crossbar as well. So it was a really good performance, but they were just not really able to convert the chances that they created. Manchester City, they were not at their best, and as I said, they have not been for a long, for about 2 months. That is why I said that this game was going to be a lot tough, and it was a tough game for them. But they just, they converted their chances. I mean, Erling Haaland would, Samino with that first goal at the back was waiting for it. Nobody really there to mark him. And that second goal that Erling Haaland had, I think it was a really good goal, a very well worked goal. He could have had a couple more Erling Haaland, but when you're not a form, not in a good form, nothing really goes for you. But he would be happy that he finally scored a goal. I think it has been 3 games since he has not scored, so he would be really happy that he has scored a goal, especially considering that he missed the penalty over the Boxing Day weekend as well. So it was important for him to get on the score sheet as well. I mean, nobody who would have thought that this would be a sentence that that it's good for Erling Haaland to finally get on a score sheet. I mean, football works in mysterious ways. But on the whole, it was not a really it was not a dominating performance from City. You cannot say that Manchester City dominated Leicester City. It was, as I said, quite an open game. Any team could have won that game. If I'm being quite honest with you, Leicester, they would be quite disappointed. They would rue that they missed chances and it's not like there was only a couple of chances. There 5, 6, 7 chances where Leicester City could have easily scored the goal, but they just at the final hurdle, they failed at the final hurdle, and they couldn't get past it. And Manchester City, on the other hand, they got past it and they scored the goals that they needed. They finished their chances. They themselves really did not finish that many chances. This game could have easily ended a 3-all draw or a 4-3 win like that. That's how good a game was. Good game this was. Leicester City, I think if we are taking positive for Manchester City, the biggest positive would be that they have won the game. Like, they have not dropped points anymore. And even they were the away side coming away to a Leicester City side who are under a new management, and they are trying to play good football. They're trying to move towards positive direction. But Manchester City knew it was going to be a tough game. And I think the big positive is that they won. Then Haaland scores that goal as well. So there would be a bit of confidence for the team, for the manager, or for the players as well, and for the fans, because they still want to somehow finish in that Champions League place. I don't think they are gonna come back at the title. I don't think it is gonna happen. I think for them the main objective this season now has to be somehow qualify for the Champions League through the league phase, because I don't think they are going to win the Champions League as well, if I'm being very honest with you. For them, they are basically fighting for that top 4 spot. It will be quite interesting to see if they are able to reach it, because it's not going to be easy. So winning this game is basically a step in the right direction for Manchester City. So I think that is a very good thing for them. Leicester City, on the other hand, I mean, as I said, the performance was really good. They went toe to toe with Manchester City. It was their home stadium as well. The only a big drawback would be that they did not convert the chances. I think that is a big setback for them. They could have easily gotten a draw out of. They could have easily won this game as well. With the way that game went, it could have easily been a Leicester win as well. But as I said, if we are looking for positive, that performance should be, that's something that the fans and the players and the manager should be really happy about. That they did not let Manchester City have their way with them. They went toe to toe with them. Yeah, on any other day, that if you are hitting a crossbar 2-3 times in one game, it just was not your, it was just not your day at the end of the day. To be very honest with you, the luck was not on your side. Apart from that, and the thing is that they really did not concede that many goals as well. And when the league is so tight at the bottom, I said after that Arsenal and Ipswich game as well, that Ipswich maybe they may have lost, but they would be happy that they just conceded a single goal. And I think Leicester would think in that way as well. Like the goal difference does not get affected that much in this game, and they would be happy with that. Because the league is so tight, I think the goal difference is going to come into play. Whether team gets relegated, it might be decided on that as well. So they would be happy they did just consider 2 goals and not that much. So I think that would be a very, very positive thing for them. Overall, they could have won the game, but they really did not. They are still in that relegation scrap. But the way that they played, I think since Ruud van Nistelrooy has come in, they have looked much better as compared to under Steve Cooper. They look more hungry. They play with more passion, with more enthusiasm, and it just feels like they are enjoying their football. The atmosphere at the club, at the stadium, within the fans and the players, it just feels a lot better. It feels like they were in the championship last season, and since then they have come to the Premier League. The first half under Steve Cooper has not really been good, but I think Ruud van Nistelrooy, since he has come in, he has put a positive spin on the things. He's trying to do things better, and I get they have not, they won their first games, they drew, and then this has been like their 4th defeat in a row, and I get that it's not ideal. But when you look at the performances that Leicester are doing, you sort of understand where Ruud van Nistelrooy is going and how he wants his team to play, and the players are responding to it. I think that is the the biggest important factor, that the players are responding to his tactics and they are into liking what the manager is doing. So I think that will be a really big thing for them. Manchester City, I mean, what can you say about Manchester City and Pep Guardiola? As I said before, for them, it is now basically a top 4 thing. I think they themselves know that the title is pretty much done, because I really just don't see them catching Liverpool or Arsenal or Chelsea or even Nottingham Forest. I mean, Forest have been amazing this season. So I think City know that they have to fight for that top 4 title, and they need to win games now. Banter, on one side, you just cannot expect Manchester City to continuously lose games. They have 2 wins in their last 14 games. So I think that is important that you can take into perspective. But I still think that they need to start winning games. And I think they would hope that they have finished 2024 with a win. So they would hope 2025 is a lot better than the second half of 2024. That is it for me in this video. Let me know what you guys thought of the game, what you guys thought of City's performance, Leicester City's performance as well. Where do you actually think City are gonna finish? Let me know in the comment section below. I like the video, share it as well. Click on the notification bell and of course subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to 400 subscribers, which at the moment is looking quite hard, if I'm being very honest. It's just like about 2 days remaining and we still need about 30 subscribers, so that's like 15 subscribers per day. It is looking really hard, but we hope that we somehow are able to achieve it. So please go ahead and subscribe and help to the channel. Until next time, bye bye.